Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Expedia Cruises preview event for our Princess 3-day sale. Everyone on this call, you will be muted. If you have questions, there is a chat feature and you can type them in the chat box, and then we will answer them at the end of the event. My name is Lisa Antflick. I'm one of the consultants at Expedia Cruises. This event is being hosted by 5 Expedia Cruise Ship Centers locations in Edmonton area, as well as our West Vancouver location. And it is so exciting to have you join us tonight to discuss future travel and specifically our wonderful Princess 3-day sale promotion. We've been doing this sale for 17 years. I don't think I feel any older, but I do remember the first time we did it, and it was very exciting, and each year it gets more and more exciting. It's one of the best promotions we have for our clients annually, and it offers excellent value and Expedia exclusive bonuses. So we are coming up to 18 months that travel has shut down. If you are on this call, you probably love to travel. Travel fulfills us. It's why we do it. And if you're like me, you're missing it. And all through the challenging times in the last year, one thought that's kept me going is, where do I want to travel next? I had a choice of, is it going to be a relaxing vacation in warm sandy beaches? Maybe I'll go back to Barcelona and see how far they have built the Sagrada Familia. Maybe I'd like to walk through Rome and go see the Colosseum and some of the other iconic features there. Perhaps something more exotic, going to South America, visiting Iguazu Falls, or perhaps getting together with family and friends for that long missed reunion. The good news is that travel has begun. Cruise ships are sailing in many areas of the world, and with the newest safety measures in place, they are sailing safely. The Majestic Princess, as Cindy will talk about, just completed its first sailing out of Seattle to Alaska. So it is beautiful to see those lovely vessels on the water again. As Canadians, there still are a few issues that we have, but we are confident that travel will begin again and the issues that we have will be resolved. So what I do know right now is that it is the perfect time to plan. Studies have shown that planning a vacation accounts for about 40% of the pleasure of the entire vacation. We've all missed 2 years of vacation, and the desire and the demand for travel is huge. So with our Princess 3-day sale, we give you lots of motivation to book. Booking during the 3-day sale, which is going to be August 19th to the 21st, you'll have refundable reduced deposits. You'll have the best choice of ships, sailing, and itineraries if you book early. We have blocked space on many sailings for voyages all over the world, but our block space is limited, and our block space is significantly reduced in price to published rates. So booking early will make sure that you can get those reduced rates. Booking during the 3-day sale will also provide substantial shipboard credits that aren't offered other times of the year. Remember, we have much to make up for, and it's a good idea to plan more than one trip. So I'm going to encourage you to think about what you want to do for 2022, 2023, and also who have you missed in your life? Who have you not seen? What family and friends would you like to take on that wonderful vacation with you? Whatever your dreams are at Expedia Cruises, we can help them come true. Now more than ever, the professional advice of a travel consultant is needed. Travel is getting a little bit more complicated, and things are changing. Protocols and rules are changing day to day. Our consultants are here to help you navigate through the new complexities of travel and make sure your vacation is safe and seamless. At Expedia Cruises, we are committed to find you the best value for your travel dollars, and we are more than just cruises. Our name is Expedia Cruises Air, Land, and Sea Vacations. We can help you plan all the components of your vacation, and best of all, we are in your neighborhood so you can shop local. So with all that said, I'm excited to hear about Princess Cruises and what they have to offer. So I'd like to introduce our special guest, Cindy Woloshyn, Business Development Manager of Princess Cruises. Welcome, Cindy.
Thank you, Lisa. And you know what? It's so nice to see faces. I'm so glad they turned their videos on. I've missed the in-person so badly. So really excited to see faces. Thank you for joining me this evening. So everyone, well, let's get started. Like Lisa said, my name is Cindy Woloshyn, and I am the Business Development Manager for Princess Cruises for Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and now a little bit of Ontario. I've been with Princess 7 years, and I am loving it. It has been an amazing 7 years, and I look forward to many, many more, and doing in-person visits very soon. But today I want to talk to you about Princess Cruises, about some sailings that are happening in 2022 and 2023, and most of all, very important, our Expedia exclusive 3-day sail offer. And so, ladies and gentlemen, before crazy 2020 hit, Princess had won many awards as the destination leader, with visiting over 7 continents, over 100 countries, and 380 different ports. We really had a destination that fit everyone. What were you looking for? We could make it your dream and experience that bucket list vacation. But of course, it wasn't just the number of visits or places that we visited that actually gave us that title of the destination leader. It's actually how we bring that destination on board, how we immerse our guests in it from the moment you board through all the different ports to the moment you get off at the very end. And we do this with things such as our regional cuisine. We make sure to bring fresh local ingredients on board our ships with different recipes from the different little towns and ports that we visit, from some of the most famous restaurants. And we make sure to give this cuisine on board our ship. So, for example, while you're sailing through Alaska, you're going to be able to enjoy the crab cakes from Tracy's Crab Shack, or some amazing Alaska salmon. And so we do this to make sure that you're experiencing in all of our destinations. Of course, we bring our local entertainers on board so they can teach you their traditions, their history, their culture, so you feel fully immersed and can actually get up and experience it. Example, doing hula dancing while sailing through Hawaii. And of course, we offer our destination programs, such as North to Alaska. It's a very famous one we have. People love it. Very popular for our Alaska sailings. We do things such as bring the dog sled puppies on board in Skagway. So you can play with dog sled puppies while learning about their life, how they're trained, what their kind of, life looks like. I mean, who doesn't like to play with a puppy? Of course, on our North to Alaska program, we also have junior rangers for the children, so they can learn and pretend that they're a ranger in Alaska and learn the history and the culture and all about the different animals that they can see. Of course, when you're going around Australia and New Zealand, we bring 40,000 years of Indigenous culture on board so that you can experience it yourself, learning their traditions, their cultures, and getting involved. And we have our, of course, Rhythm of the Caribbean in the Caribbean, and the Parrots in the Piazza. Learn about the life of a macaw, maybe try still drum classes, and of course, enjoy that amazing jerk chicken, the Jamaican jerk chicken, or the rum punch, one of my favorite drinks. Now, talk about drinks and dining. You know what? We like to say we are designed for fresh. And when we say that, what we mean is, for us, it's very important that everything is fresh. Our breads are baked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Our sauces are made with the freshest of ingredients, all locally on board the ship. And our steaks are aged and cut on board. One of my favorites is the homemade fresh ice cream made daily. Fantastic. And of course, the pizzas. We have won many awards for our pizzas. Best pizza at sea. Of course, we've got amazing partnerships, such as Curtis Stone, an award-winning chef from LA who has some very famous restaurants that take months to get into while you're in California. I'm happy to say, on board our ships, you can enjoy his menu. Some of his treats have been brought on board and taught to our chefs, so we can serve it up to you in our main dining room, as well as his specialty restaurant, Share, which is available on some of our ships. And of course, for those who have a sweet tooth, very much like myself, we have Norman Love's chocolate journeys. These are some amazing chocolates. I would recommend them with a glass of red wine. Amazing chocolate wine tasting if you're interested. That pistachio dome you see in the picture, 3 days to make, about 30 seconds to eat, and you're not going to want to share it. It is absolutely delightful. We have amazing entertainment After a wonderful dinner, of course, you need to have a nice entertainment evening. And so we have our partnership with award-winning producer-composer Stephen Schwartz. He's known for Broadway shows such as Wicked, Pippin, and Godspell. And he has developed some Broadway shows just for Princess. We have Magic to Do, Born to Dance, and The Secret Silk are just a few of them. And these shows are played on our ships for you to enjoy in the evening and get that Broadway experience. We've also got our direct Under the Stars, movies Under the Stars. Amazing. What a better place to sit and watch a movie, a new release, or maybe a sports game. You know, who knows? Maybe Edmonton or the Edmonton Elks playing, right? Who knows what can be played on that big screen TV? While enjoying, as you see there, a blanket, a nice hot chocolate, and maybe some popcorn. We also have The Voice of the Ocean. Now, I'm sure you've seen The Voice on TV. Well, this is very similar. The turning chairs, the 3 judges, and even the professional mentors. If you wish to try out to see if your voice can turn on the chairs, our professional mentors will help you during the week. And then at the very end of the week, you get to try to sing and see if you get the chairs turned for you. The rest of the guests do the final voting. So these are just a few of our entertainment activities that will keep you busy while on board our beautiful ships. Now, of course, after a busy day of, a good meal and good port visit and busy entertainment at night, you need to have a good sleep, right? And we do have some of the best beds at sea. Our partnership with international sleep doctor, Dr. Michael Bruce, has developed amazing mattresses for us. And they really do give you the best sleep at sea. Our sheets, our duvets, and our pillows have all been redesigned by famous designer Candice Olson. And if you wish, during the day, we do have our spa that you can go and enjoy some amazing treatments. And one of my favorite places to hang out on while I'm at sea for the day, the sanctuary. Love it. Adults only, quiet, relaxing, great service. And best part, the pillows on the chairs are like 3 inches thick. They're huge. So you get to completely relax in comfort. Now for families, we do believe family time is together time. And so we try to make sure that our family activities are good for all ages. Mom, dad, grandma, grandpas, and kids can enjoy them and experience together. We have everything from trivia games and carnivals, dance parties, to all of those exciting activities that kids like to do. Now, mom and dad may need a break, so we do have our kids club area that have been completely rejuvenated by Discovery Communications. They've been redone, new look, new activities for children to enjoy. Which child wouldn't like to go and try Junior Ranger while they're in Alaska, like I mentioned? Or maybe Mythbusters and learn about the destination while doing some fun experiments. And Kids Top Chef. Learn how to cook one of the local, cakes or something that you could learn and they could bring back to you. We also have for our cabins, we do have family cabins that can hold up to 5 on certain ships, as well as we have adjoining cabins. So mom and dad can have a separate cabin and kids can have the adjoining cabin next to them so that parents can go back and forth, giving everybody a little bit more space for the end of the evening. Definitely keep us in mind for families. My teenagers absolutely love cruising. We have the best talks during our dinners. We have wonderful times watching the movies Under the Stars, and the trivia is hilarious. I would recommend it for anyone. So these are only a few of our princesses' differences. With us, we really want to immerse our guests. We want them to feel it on board the ship as well as ashore. But these are only a few of our differences. Something that is huge for Princess and we're so very proud of is our Ocean Medallion class. 4 years ago, we introduced the Ocean Medallion. And over the last year, while we weren't sailing, we've been working hard to get all of our ships prepared and ready. And not only that, but updating all the amazing things Medallion class offers our guests, making sure that we're giving them a more personalized service and that extra value so that your trip is just a little bit more special. So some of the things we offer with our Medallion class is the best Wi-Fi at sea. Has to be fast Wi-Fi to work the Ocean Medallion. And I am happy to say I have proof of this. I've actually been on the very edge outside of St. Petersburg on the ship, FaceTiming my 3 kids while they've been at home here in Calgary, Alberta. And it was like they were in the next room. No delays, no problems at all. It was fantastic. So even though we're trying to get away from work and relax, we still can check in with work or family and make sure everybody is doing okay. Keyless stateroom entry. Now this is huge because this is usually me. I'm usually with my hand, plate full of donuts or cookies or pizza. That's the other thing that I like to have on that plate. And the other hand, cup of coffee or teas or, something like that in my other hand. And of course, I always get to my door and always wonder, which pocket did I put that key in? I never can remember. Well, no more, doesn't matter. Now with the Medallion, as long as you have the Medallion on you, you walk up to your door, it unlocks, and you just give it a nudge, give it a kind of a hip, and away it opens. Very simple and easy to bring back all those treats back to your room. Find your way with Ocean Compass wayfinding. This is very similar to what you see in the malls. You tell them where you want to go. For example, one of my favorite restaurants, Sabatini's. You put it in there and it gives you directions on how to get there quickly and easily for yourself. This can be done on our devices throughout the ship, like you see this lady in the picture doing, or on your own personal devices. Nice and simple and quick. I personally love this one. Find your shipmates. Great way you can link up your medallions and see where, if you're traveling with friends or a group of people, and see where they are and easily find them. Now, good news, adults, you don't have to sign up for it. So if you don't want someone to find you, all good, you can turn it off. But kids can't. Best news ever for parents, especially when you have those teenagers like I do trying to avoid you. So this way, they can't turn it off. Mom and dad can find them, know what they're up to, and check in and make sure they're all good. It's a fantastic little extra security. We also have Ocean Now. Whatever you need delivered. Food, drinks. Maybe you forgot your suntan lotion and you have to buy some, or some sunglasses from the store. You order it on your devices and it gets delivered to you. Simple as that. While I was in St. Petersburg, I did try this. Off my balcony, I ordered a glass of wine. Took 6 minutes to get there. Fast, quick, and wine was wonderful. It's a fantastic option if you're feeling comfortable and you just don't want to go to that bar or there's not quite a waiter around at that very moment. We also have Journey View. This is an interactive itinerary planner. So you can look either on the devices around the ships, you see like the big TVs like this couple are looking at, or on your devices, or even in your cabins. And you can see what activities and plan for what you would like to do for the day. Now, we've taken this a step further the last year and a half, and we've enhanced some features. And one of the ones I'm very excited about is the real-time visibility into venue capacity. As we all know, we all have different levels of comfort with crowds right now. And so this allows us to look into the activity, see what the venue capacity is, how does the seating look, and then we can make an informed decision if we wish to go or not. I think that's pretty important in today's world. Of course, we also have things such as the new passenger safety drill protocol. No more wasting 45 minutes your very first day listening to someone tell you how to put your life jacket on. Instead, now you get to watch a video either in your cabin or on your device anywhere around the ship. And then sometime within a certain few hours before the ship leaves, you must walk through your muster station and you do a check-in with your medallion. That's it. That's all. It's at your convenience. And then we've got the touchless embarkation and staggered arrivals. Now this is fantastic. No more sitting in that big embarkation port waiting to get on the ship. You choose what time you want to arrive and get on board the ship. Make sure all your paperwork is done prior getting down there. All you would have to do is arrive at the time that you have set. So if you say 10:55, you must arrive at 10:55, not 10:35. You won't be allowed in the port early. So arrive at the time you choose, walk through, get your medallion from a one-stop and on board to the ship. Really easy, from shore to ship seamlessly. Fantastic. We also have now Dine My Way. Dine when you want, how you want, with who you want, and where you want. Now, you're probably questioning how you want. It's a little bit of a weird sentence there. How you want means how fast do you want to be served? Are you in a hurry that evening? Do you want to go to the theater? Do you have something else planned? Let us know, and we serve you quicker. Or if you want more relaxed, then you just say relaxed meal. Enjoy that glass of wine, savor the meal, and relax for the evening. And of course, with who you want, you choose. If you have friends and family on board, great. You can all sign up and do it together. Or if you meet people, you can link and get on together for a meal. Not a problem. Very exciting when we get all of our ships sailing. And just like Lisa did mention, very exciting, our Alaska Majestic Princess is sailing right now and had a successful first sailing. So we're very happy and excited about that, to have our beautiful ship back going again. The remaining of our ships, well, we're going to have 4 more ships start sailing here between now and December. So 8 more ships to completely total, 4 in the West Coast and 4 in the East Coast. So by the new year, 8 of our beautiful ships will be sailing. The remaining 7 of our ships are planned and scheduled to start sailing during the spring, with final and having all of them back in the waters full on by next summer of 2022. And they'll all be Medallion class, being able to give you this extra service, making it more personalized and more enjoyable for you. Now, a big question I get, this is a very big question I get, Cindy, what's the health and safety standards? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I was hoping to be here tonight and tell you, this is it, this is what's going on, this is final. But as I'm sure you can appreciate, it changes about every 6 minutes, 6 days, and of course, every 6 weeks. Never seems to stay same. So I don't have an actual what it's going to look like. What I do have is what right now I can tell you are the 6 main pillars for princesses, health and safety standards. These are the areas we continue to develop. We're working with top doctors, the CDC, the World Health Organization, and countries all over the world to make sure that we keep our guests, our crew, and the countries we visit healthy, safety, and everybody enjoying themselves. And so I will review a few things. The first one is the guest experience. This is a very important question I get asked a lot. And for Princess, it's very important that we continue as best as possible the experience that Princess is known for. Our guests love the Princess experience, so it's very important we try to continue with this, but to do it in a more even stepped up, healthy and safety way. And so, for example, the buffet is still a buffet, but now it's going to be not a self-serve, but we serve you. You tell us what you want, and we will serve it onto a plate and give it to you. So still available, just a different way. Of course, we're still going to have our theaters, but what's seating going to look like all depends on kind of what's going on in the world. And so your best thing you could do, I'd recommend, is always check out with your Expedia agent. They're going to be able to give you all the most up-to-date information and what's kind of going on with that. Our healthcare, we've got more doctors and more nurses specially trained on board for COVID. And we have testing on board if required. We also have the medicine on board to make you feel better sooner, and more oxygen in case you require it, making sure to look after you. Our ventilation system has been updated to the highest quality and #1 standard of health ventilation systems for health and safety. And we will be pumping fresh air through all public areas and cabins every 5 minutes. And we do work with our local governments and countries that we visit very often, and we make sure that we get all the updated information. So that, what does shore excursions look like? Well, even that kind of changes from day to day. But I am happy to say that we're working hard and making sure that you can still experience these destinations in an enjoyable way. Sometimes, some of the countries, we do require you to take a Princess Shore excursion, but most of the countries right now are not requiring it if you're vaccinated. So I am happy to say that a lot of them are saying once you get there, you can go and experience on your own. Like I said, though, this does change every 6 minutes, it feels like, or at least every 6 hours. So please know that what I say today could change tomorrow. But what I will say is we're getting closer to being more stable and knowing what's going on, which is a good thing. So now let's talk about these amazing dream destinations. Like I mentioned, we will have by next summer 15 beautiful ships sailing. And we have tons of destinations to get back to visiting. I am happy to say that we do offer sailings from 2 days all the way up to our world cruise of 111 days. Can you imagine exploring the world for 111 days? I tell my children that's where I'm going to be spending their retirement funds, or my retirement funds. Their savings for when I'm no longer around. That's mine. I'm spending it going the world cruise. I keep telling them that. Anyway, let's get started into some of the dream destinations. The first one, cruise to Alaska. Princess has won top #1 cruise line by travel advisors for the last 19 years. And it's very important that we offer our guests 3 different ways to experience beautiful Alaska. The first one, the Inside Passage. Round trip, Vancouver or Seattle, going through to Juneau, Ketchikan, and Skagway, and of course, beautiful Glacier Bay. We have See a Little Bit More of Alaska on our one-way cruises, Voyage of the Glaciers. It goes Vancouver to Anchorage or Anchorage to Vancouver, and I'll show you a map and give you a little bit more details on this one right away. And then to see all of Alaska. To go deeper into Alaska, we recommend our Alaska Cruise Tour. Our cruise, our train, and our lodge. Combined it together, you get to see more. Here's a little bit of a map. The blue line, of course, is the Inside Passage. The red line is the one-way cruise from Vancouver to Anchorage, our Voyage of the Glaciers. As you can see, you get to go a lot higher up, past Skagway and Juneau, continuing on to Hubbard Glacier or College Fjord, and then into good old beautiful Anchorage while sailing the Prince William Sound. Now, I do have a really couple of interesting sailings, and this is one of them. 10 days going from Vancouver, round trip to Vancouver. So great for flights to get to Vancouver, simple and easy. It's in September of 2022 on the beautiful, majestic Princess. As you can see here, it's including Ketchikan, Juneau, Skagway, Glacier Bay. Then it's continuing on and going to Icy Strait Point and Hubbard Glacier. Amazing. This is a fantastic one. But if you want a couple of more days, I have a 12-day sailing that goes through all those, but add on Sitka, Prince Rupert, and Victoria to your wonderful vacation. And that's available in May or September of 2022. Now, the cruise tour I mentioned includes that 7 days, 3 ports plus Glacier Bay National Park, one-way cruise. We have our beautiful train, direct to wilderness Princess train. It's a dome car, so you can watch up around you while the eagles are kind of soaring above. We have a naturalist on board to talk to you about what you're seeing and exploring while taking the train ride through a 500-mile trek into the heart of Alaska. And then we have 5 beautiful lodges, most of them kind of in the doorsteps or the footsteps of national parks. Absolutely fantastic area to visit, hike, just hang out in, and of course, see the history. Here's that one-way cruise I was speaking about. The Voyage of the Glaciers, 7 days, Vancouver to Anchorage or Anchorage to Vancouver. It includes 2 glacier viewing experiences, Glacier Bay and Hubbard Glacier or College Fjord. And it does visit the most southeast ports of call. Now, this is a brand new cruise tour we just invented. It's 17 nights. Look at this, 7 days at sea, and then 10 nights on land, staying 2 nights at each of our beautiful lodges. It includes our Princess Direct to Wilderness Rail Service. You get that beautiful dome car. You get the fully escorted cruise tour. So there's going to be a Princess person with you the entire trip. Make sure that everything goes seamlessly. We include some tours such as the Tundra Wilderness Tour, the Stern Wheeler Riverboat Tour, and the Gold Dredge 8 Tour. And most meals are included on land as well. Best time to go to Alaska is a very popular question, and it really depends on what you're looking for. May and September, best price time. Price-wise, that's going to be your best time. June, July, and August, best time for families. That's when we see more families on board our ships. If you're looking for fishing, June, July, best time for that good old salmon fishing. And if you're looking for less rain, then you're looking July and August, September. Less rain, but as you can see, temperatures are starting to get a little cooler in September than August. And whales is the entire time, but July is your best time to see the whales. So I hope this helps give a little bit about when's the best time to go. I honestly have been to Alaska 5 times, and every time I go, it's been amazing. It's been a different experience, and I've had different weather throughout the entire time. So it's kind of just for you, what works best for you to go and explore. Now moving on to the Caribbean. Of course, we offer year-round sailing round trip from Fort Lauderdale to many, many beautiful islands, top-rated beaches, the snorkeling, the scuba diving, the water sports, so much to do, the history. Each island has a little bit different history and of course, culture to it. Very colorful. Some are so very beautiful and colorful. And we have 5-day and 7-day Eastern and Western Caribbean cruises. The 7 days are very common and most people know them very well. I've got a little bit of a color map here for you to see which islands are rated for which sailing. So if you're looking at Western Caribbean, you're going to see the purple islands. That's where you're going to be stopping if you're looking for our Western Caribbean itineraries. The red is the Eastern itineraries. So that's going to be our Eastern Caribbean sailings. And the green is the Southern Caribbean sailings. So further away from Fort Lauderdale. And that does mean that it takes 10 days to usually do a Southern Caribbean. I personally think this is the perfect amount of time to be away. We all know Alberta gets snow, and even though we've had an amazing summer, this could mean we're going to have a snowy winter. So who doesn't want to be away for 10 days in the Caribbean in January, February, or March? I know I've already got mine booked, just going to say. So we do have a few different kinds of Southern Caribbean sailings. The one you see in the map shows St. Thomas, Dominica, Grenada, Bonaire, and Curacao. We also include one that includes Dominica, St. Lucia, Barbados, Trinidad, Tobago. So we do have the different ones. So make sure you choose the 10-day itinerary that's best for you. I mean, can you imagine exploring beautiful St. Lucia, known for the majestic Piton Mountains? Of course, the drive-in volcano and the volcanic beaches, the beautiful lush waterfalls, and amazing hiking areas. Or stop and see Curaçao. Curaçao, once a Dutch colony, and actually still belongs to the Netherlands. In 1997, became a UNESCO World Heritage Site because of the historic Willemstad area of downtown and the harbor. They have a fort, which is called Fort Amsterdam, which was built in 1634, and is actually the only part of the city that has a defense system still in place. It consists of walls and ramparts. Now moving on to amazing Panama Canal. To me, this is incredible to think of. The Panama Canal started being built in 1881 and finished in 1914. It's over 77 kilometers long, and it was built pretty well by hand. Could you imagine building 77 kilometers of a Panama Canal without the technology we have today? None of the machines, none of the devices we have, incredible. To me, it's amazing to think of. Panama Canal has 3 locks that you sail through, and it takes approximately 11 hours to do the entire Panama Canal experience. This is really a bucket list one that most people should try and see. We've got the rainforest, the wildlife, the indigenous culture, and the diverse local feel to it. Of course, over 14,000 ships sail through the Panama Canal every year. And did you know $1.8 billion US is collected every year in tolls? Crazy, isn't it? We do offer our 10-day round trip out of Fort Lauderdale. Now, I always like to say this is a great way to kind of experience more of the Caribbean, but still getting a bit of a Panama Canal feel. You're going down and seeing Cartagena, Colombia, going to Costa Rica, Grand Cayman, and going into the locks, partial, and then turning around and coming back out. So you get a part experience of at least going halfway through some of the locks. And the best part, oh, I can't forget the best part. When you're in Costa Rica, you can visit the sloth sanctuary. I always get so excited about the sloth sanctuary. Opened in 1999 for sick and orphaned sloths. You can learn about their life, get to close and personal with one. I mean, who doesn't want to hold a sloth? I get very excited thinking about how I want to hold a sloth one day. This is definitely one that I'm going to do. We also have our 15-day ocean to ocean experience. This is the way to experience that entire 3 locks, the 11 hours of going through and hearing about it with, of course, our naturalists on board to talk about the history of it while you're going through. Now, if you've never done it before, I do recommend going through the old locks because it is a different experience, being that it's so historic. If you've already done the old locks and you want a different experience, I'd recommend trying our new Panama Canal locks. We do offer it on a certain couple of our ships where we go through the new locks instead. So just make sure you choose which lock set you want to go through. We do have that from Fort Lauderdale going to up to Los Angeles or San Francisco. And then you get to experience beautiful places like Cabo San Lucas as you continue to sail up towards LA. Now moving on to Canada, New England. I am very excited to say the Canadian government has said the ports can open in November again for Canada, which means even though too late for this year's Canada, New England, it does mean next Canada, New England is back on. And so I'm very happy to say we do have our Canada, New England throughout the summer and fall next year. Yay! Visit the beautiful areas, colonial US and Canadian histories and cities, the seaside villages, enjoy that amazing local seafood and all the beautiful colors of those fall colors, which is what Canada, New England is really known for. Here's Baja Harbor, right in the middle of fall. Isn't it beautiful with the colors? We do have our normal sailings. We have 2 off to offer you from August through October. The 7-day round trip from New York, which you see in the map itinerary down below, where you go New York through to Halifax, St. John, Baja Harbor, Boston, and Newport. And then we have our 10 days from New York to Quebec or Quebec City to New York, going through the St. Lawrence River, visiting, of course, Charlottetown and Halifax, the Bay of Fundy, continuing your way down. We do have a special sailing though. Now this one's only offered once a year. So as you see here, August 15th, 2022 and August 14th, 2023. It is round trip New York City going up to amazing Greenland. And Greenland's known for ice, which is kind of funny because of the name. 80% of it is an actual ice sheet. And Greenland has one of the smallest populations in the world, with only 50,000 people inhabiting it. One of the Greenland's most extraordinary phenomenal natural phenomenals is the ice fjords. We're just off the west coast. There's a huge abundance of icebergs just floating around in the water. Spectacular. Moving on to Hawaii. Welcome back, Hawaii. We're excited to have Hawaii back. Visiting those islands so known and so popular, Kauai, Maui, Oahu, and the Big Island. Experience the culture, the beauty, the volcanoes, and the wildlife. And we do have our 15-day sailing, starting from LA or San Francisco. And that's right, Vancouver is back for the fall of 2022. This 15 beautiful days sailing takes you and enjoys all those amazing islands right out of round trip Vancouver. And while you're actually getting to sail, to those islands, you get to experience the aloha spirit on board our ships. The entire time you're going to feel like you're in Hawaii with ukulele lessons, lei making, hula dancing classes, festivals, and my favorite, the island cuisine. Mexico. Princess began here in 1965. That was our actual first itinerary, and we've been going there ever since. Mexico, of course, is known for its famous food, margaritas, the sports fishing, the beautiful weather, the rich culture, the amazing music, the handicrafts. Oh, I can't tell you how much I've decorated my house with, stuff from the Mexico area. So it's definitely known for it. And we have year-round departures now. Before we were only going certain times. We are very happy to say they are now year-round. We'll be doing our 7 days from LA on the Mexican Riviera, or the 10 days from San Francisco. If you wish to do a little bit more out of LA, we do have the 10-day Baja Peninsula and Sea of Cortez itinerary. Make sure to ask your agents about that one. Our California coastals are also very popular. Enjoying Napa Wine Valley, the cuisine, going to San Francisco, Fisherman's Wharf, San Diego, so many beautiful attractions and areas to enjoy. And we do offer 4 to 7 day sailings round trip from Los Angeles to San Francisco, as well as your overnighting late in San Francisco and San Diego. Exciting though, we have a 10-day round trip out of Vancouver in September of 2022 on the beautiful Crown Princess. Imagine, easy to get to, again, going down, exploring the beautiful California coast for 10 amazing days. Now hopping over to Europe. Europe really offers something for everyone. It's one of those destinations that has everything from history and art to architecture to amazing foods, diverse cultures, natural wonders and landscapes and beauty. It really is just a destination that's bursting with so much to show us. Here's to give you an idea. Here's the number of our departure ports. So these are the ports we depart out of. Here's the number of ports of calls, over 110. Look at all the areas of Europe that's waiting for you to come and visit them. You could spend months sailing between all these ports. Keep me busy for at least a little bit. Mediterranean, from Spain to France, from Italy to Greece, and Monte Carlo, and even Israel and more. We really make sure we have the best places in the Mediterranean to share and show you. Visit the ancient landmarks, the timeless wonders. Imagine visiting the Colosseum in Rome. You can almost imagine yourself hearing the thunder of the crowd and feel that history. Or the Sagradia, oh my goodness, I need to have a glass of water here. My tongue's getting tied. The Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, which, like Lisa said, is not actually even finished quite yet, but already a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We do offer many itineraries and they can be added up. So for example, we have this amazing 7-day Mediterranean sailing down below there, and you can have 7, 14, and even combine them up to a 21 or 28-day voyage. So back to backs. We have our 14-day sailings that include late nights in Jerusalem and Nazareth. Now, I gotta be honest though, let me show you an itinerary. Look at this one. 21 days, best of the Med. Does that not look amazing? Imagine, if you will, ladies and gentlemen, Santorini, sipping, having a glass of wine while watching the most beautiful sunset in Santorini. It really is fantastic. Or going and exploring Mykonos and the maze of that little town. I almost, felt like a pirate, thinking of what it would be like back in the days, trying to find my way around it. Then we've got Istanbul in beautiful Turkey, and Rome, like I mentioned, the Colosseum, the Spanish Steps, going up to Pisa to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Barcelona, so much to do and see. This itinerary to me, fantastic. Definitely one to keep in mind if you wish for lots of fun and adventure. Scandinavia and Russia. Now we do have our Baltic Sea sailings, and there's so much to see and do in Scandinavia and Russia. Seeing the palaces with the onion domes, the history, the Viking history is fantastic to go and explore and see. And we've got our most famous and most popular is our 11 days Scandinavia, Russia. Now, I did do that one back in 2019 in the summer, and it was absolutely incredible. I actually came off saying to my husband, I need more time. There's so much to do and see. So many places were just incredible. I loved Copenhagen. I recommend staying an extra day or two in Copenhagen, either before or after the cruise, just to experience so many fantastic cafes, such a good feel and vibe there, so clean, absolutely beautiful. And then going to St. Petersburg, it was everything I had hoped for. I do recommend taking the ultimate 2-day tour with us for the shore excursion for 2 reasons. One, you get the most of your 2 days in St. Petersburg. They're long days. You're going to be exhausted, but we saw so much, including early in and out of different museum areas. So for example, we were able to actually spend the evening in the summer home, Catherine the Great summer home, Catherine's Palace, and when there was nobody else there. We actually got to go early in the morning to the Hermitage, an hour and a half before they opened to the public. Again, taking away so much of the crowd. And the other reason I recommend doing that tour is if you book your shore excursions in St. Petersburg with us, it makes the visa that much easier. We do the visa for you. Whereas if you do your own shore excursions in St. Petersburg, it's up to you or your travel consultant to get the visa. And that can be quite difficult from Canada. So definitely my big number 1 tip would be do shore excursions in St. Petersburg. And I'd recommend the ultimate 2-day St. Petersburg tour. It was fantastic. But you know what? The gem of this entire trip for me was Tallinn, Estonia. This amazing little town. It makes you feel like you're in the movie of Beauty and the Beast in Bell's Town, where they've got cobblestone streets, little cathedrals and cafes and stores. They've got the carts with the flowers on them and the books and people wandering and horses with carriages. It was absolutely incredible. I was just waiting to see Belle and Gaston somewhere in the crowd. We do offer so many of the beautiful itineraries, but this one is very popular. But like I mentioned, so interesting enough, I said to my husband, was not enough time. I could easily spend a month there. Then guess what? Doing up the presentation last month, guess what I find? A 30-day Scandinavia, Russia, and Iceland adventure. Look at that itinerary. Look at it. Doesn't that look amazing? How many incredible destinations to visit. Not only do you get all those amazing destinations I just talked about, but you also get England, Scotland, and Iceland. Oh, if I'd only seen this a couple of years ago. This one's going to happen. I tell you, I'm going to be on that one day. I would recommend it. And when you do, let me know what you think of it. Peterhof Palace. So many places to see. Of course, Peterhof Palace was actually built to rival the French King Louis XIV's Versailles that he built. Interesting enough, the palace is an amazing lavish tour. Fantastic to see. So elegant, and wow, it's amazing to think how people lived in that time. But really, the wow factor of this whole place is actually the gardens and the fountains. Now, don't forget, when this was built, there was no energy, no power. So how do those fountains work? They actually work by the most intricate water pressure piping system. So there's a lake at the top of the hill behind the castle, and it comes down from there. So very, very interesting. Yeah, Catherine's palace, her summer home. So Catherine the Great was the richest woman in the world. She wasn't Russian, but she married the Russian royal family. She then murdered her husband so she could have the power. When she died, she had over 10,000 dresses in her closet. Can you imagine the size of that walk-in closet? And imagine the shoes to go with them. And most of the interesting fact is she actually only wore those dresses usually just once. Crazy to think. Now, here's another great combination itinerary. Iceland, Norway, and the Baltic Melody. Imagine bringing on Norway and the Baltic with Iceland. Again, just something that is got history of the Baltic, but yet then the Norwegian fjords. Wow. Talk about the Norwegian fjords. So this area of Europe has actually got a very kind of different feel to it. It's calming, more relaxed, takes your breath away, the beauty of it all. It's known for its natural landscape and some of the most beautiful sites, natural sites in the whole entire world. Here we go. Look at this. So imagine, if you will, following in the footsteps of ancient Vikings, exploring Norway and Iceland. Go in search of the northern lights, and don't forget the midnight sun. You're refreshed in the dipping of the rejuvenating waters of the Blue Lagoon. while you're visiting Reykjavik in Iceland. Moving on to the British Isles. Captivating cities, the friendly locals, beautiful countryside, and fairy tale castles. In fact, over 4,000 castles in this area for you to explore and view and see, including one of the most famous, the Blarney Castle. Can you climb that Blarney Tower and kiss that stone? We do offer 8 to 14 day sailings from London, Southampton, including options to stop in Portland so you can stop and see Stonehenge. Or we have the 10-day Oktoberfest European capitals. And our sailings do include late nights, or we call them Moor Shore, in Belfast and Dublin. Here's a very popular sailing with us, the 12-day British Isles round trip. I would say one of our tops for the British Isles. Now moving on to exotics. Princess is known for being really good with our exotic itineraries. We have tons of different beautiful itineraries all over the world, and definitely the exotics do sell out the quickest. Space is going quickly, so for sure, keep booking early in mind for any of the exotic destinations. And so to start off with, I'm going to start off with Australia, New Zealand. 6 ships home ported in Australia, over 80 destinations, and with sailings from 5 to 28 days. Don't forget, anyone sailing on our Australia, New Zealand get the experience of a Cross the Ditch program on board our ships. So that history brought right on board for you to experience and immerse yourself in. There are so many reasons to sail and experience Australia, New Zealand. From everything from the unique wildlife, the kangaroos, the koalas, and my favorite, the platypus, to enjoying regional wines of the Margaret River region, award-winning famous wines. The culture, experience the Maori New Zealand Indigenous culture, as well as the Australian Indigenous people. And Uluru, or Ayers Rock, considered magical because of how it changes color at sunrise and sunset. Now this one is a beautiful way of experiencing all of Australia, 28 days round that whole entire island, including beautiful places of visits such as Cairns, which of course is the gateway to the Great Barrier Reef, Brisbane, the Golden Coast, and Kangaroo Island, where over a third of the island is protected nature reserve, where sea lions, koalas, and a diverse bird species can be found. Now, don't forget, you can go inland with one of our cruise tours, so you can enjoy Ayers Rock and so much more of Australia inside once you're done your 28 days of sailing. We do also have our South Pacific crossings, and these are very, very popular, so I wanted to point them out. Vancouver to Auckland, we do have some in September, as well as again in April from Sydney or Auckland to Vancouver. Now moving on to Japan. Japan is a bursting culture of UNESCO World Heritage Sites, 23 to be exact, 19 cultural and 4 natural sites, including the historic temples and shrines of Kyoto, Mount Fuji, and don't forget the Hiroshima Peace Memorial. So much to see and do. We have our sailings from 5 to 18 days, for 22 different ports, and we offer different times of the year, depending on what you're wanting to experience. In the spring, the cherry blossom season, very popular and books up quickly. During the summer, we have our firework festivals. Did you know Japan holds over 200,000 firework festivals throughout the year? Everyone has a different reason and a different story behind it and a different feel. And then we have our fall foliage cruises. Enjoy those beautiful fall colors every fall. Here is the one itinerary that I thought was very interesting. The Grand Japan with Nubata and Summer Festival. 18-day sailing round trip from Tokyo, visiting all around the whole island of Japan, including a little bit of South Korea and Vladivostok, Russia. Moving on to Asia, we do sailings from 3 to 21-day voyages, round trip from Singapore. 12-day Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam, very, very popular. I did it in 2018. It was an amazing experience. I got to experience kayaking in Cambodia and also got to experience things such as riding my bike through Nha Trang in Vietnam. Now, let me tell you, that was an adventure. So much history, culture to experience and explore. And Singapore, one of the most beautiful, cleanest cities I think I've ever seen. Absolutely magnificent. Definitely spent a couple of days in Singapore. On to South America, 14 to 34 day sailings. And South America is such a diverse country. There's so much kind of different feel and heritage there. And it's just got all the different vibes to it. From everything from the Atacama Desert, which is the driest place on earth. And today, to this very day, in some areas of it, has not had a single drop of rain since they've been starting to keep record. The Amazon River, the largest water volume of all the rivers in the world, including the next 7 rivers in the list combined to 1. Then there's the Statue of the Christ of Redeemer in Brazil. An actual named the new 7 wonders of the world, stands 124 feet high and weighs in at 1.4 million pounds. There's so much to see and do and experience and explore. This itinerary is new to us the last couple of years and is absolutely fantastic, but it only can go 3 times a year, usually December, January, February, because our sailing time through the Antarctic Peninsula is a little bit limited. So this 16-day sailing has a 4-day scenic cruising through the Antarctic Peninsula on the beautiful Sapphire Princess. Enjoy sailing in the stop in Falkland Islands, getting to see the penguin colony or sea lion colony, down around through the Antarctic Peninsula, up past the end of Cape Horn, and past Tierra del Fuego, ending in beautiful Santiago. Now, please don't forget, we do offer many different cruise tours. So if you wish to extend your cruise and stay inland and experience more of that destination, we do offer it. We have 2 for South America, Machu Picchu and Iguazu Falls. Those book far in advance. They're very popular. A lot of people want to do and experience that if they've gone to South America. In Japan, we have 1, I believe it is, right? In Canada, in New England, we have 2. Europe, we have 4. And Alaska, of course, we have a whole bunch of different opportunities for cruise tours for you. So please make sure to ask the travel consultant about extending your stay, exploring a little bit more and experience it. Now, we do offer in all of our sailings our Princess Plus package. I like to say it's like almost all-inclusive. And of course, it's best to do this prepaid. Get it done here so you don't have to worry about it once you're enjoying your vacation. It includes our premier beverage package, alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks, specialty coffees, energy drinks, smoothies, juices, specialty teas, and so much more. It includes unlimited Wi-Fi and our daily crew incentive, or as we like to call it, actually was called the gratuities. And so this value would cost you, if you purchase this all separately on board the ship, it's over $95 US per person per day. If you pre-purchase it here, well, before you depart, it's only $40 per person per day. So a great saving. Get it done and purchase it. You'll thank me in the end. It is a great saving and just makes it easier for your vacation. But talking about best deal, now let's talk the 3-day sale, shall we? August 19th to August 21st, the 3-day sale is back. And we are super excited because Expedia is our #1 partner. For the last 17 years, we've been able to bring this sale together with them and offer to you, our guests. And so we're so excited because this really is an amazing offer. You're going to get so much value. The Princess Plus package, plus up to $700 in onboard spending money. Now, you've already got all your drinks included. You've already got your gratuities and your Wi-Fi included. That $700 can be used for things such as spa treatments or shore excursions. So much to do with it. It includes our coupon booklet worth up to $900 in savings and a reduced deposit that, by the way, is refundable if something should change. Really, ladies and gentlemen, there's 14 layers of value here. You continue to add that extra value with our 3-day exclusive Princess Plus ads of the beverage package, the unlimited Wi-Fi, the prepaid gratuities or the crew incentive as we call it now, the cruise sale onboard coupon book, the reduced deposits, the group amenity fares and extra onboard credit if we book through the Expedia groups, the reward points. If you have any future cruise credits or future cruise deposits, extra onboard credit, your Captain Circle savings. Just for sailing with us once before, you get extra value off because you're, your Captain Circle member. That's important. Our military onboard benefits. If you're active or retired military, please let your consultants know. This is so important. We want you to give you extra onboard credit as our way of thanking you for your service to your country. And we have, of course, like I mentioned, the future cruise deposits. Use them if you've got them. And then the Carnival shareholder benefit. Do you own Carnival stock? If you do, there's some extra onboard credit that could be coming your way. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, my next question is, where are you going next? Start dreaming, start planning. It's time to start looking into 2022 and 2023. It's been a long 18 months without travel. Let's start visiting again. Thank you. And with that, that is it. So thank you so much.
Cindy, thank you so much. Oh my, as I'm watching some of these destinations, I'm going, I've been there, I haven't been there, I have to go there. I've always wanted to go there. So I think probably like everybody else on this, you've encouraged us, you've inspired us, and it is so nice to know the travel is beginning and that we can look forward to booking for the future. We do have some questions for you. The first one is Alaska 2023 be part of the 3-day sale?
Yes, I am super excited. We've been working very, very hard. We have actually got Europe and Alaska for 2023. We've been told will be open for the 3-day sale. Yay! So we can do Europe of 2023 and Alaska.
So we can plan 2022 and 2023, which is exciting.
Yes.
Another question for you. With a future cruise credit from a canceled sailing, can they be used on the 3-day sale?
They sure can. Future cruise credits, you betcha. We definitely would be happy.
Anybody who was impacted who did take the option of the future cruise credits, with usually there was a bonus to it. Another question that asks my future cruise deposit. So these are the ones that you purchase on board, the $100 reduced deposit is set to expire. Can that be extended to use for the 3-day sale?
It can. Very important. Please, please, please reach out to your travel consultant. Get them to email me and extend it. All I need to know is your information, and I can get it extended for 1 year for your future cruise deposits. So yes, please, for your future cruise deposits, reach out to your consultant, let them know you want it extended, tell them to reach out to me, and I'll get that extended.
All right. Similar question in terms of future cruise credits. Can they be used for 2023 sailings?
Unfortunately, not. Now, this is where we do have an expiry date on our future cruise credits. And at this very time, we do have it set for December 31st, 2022. And unfortunately, as much as I would love to extend them, it is our policy that at this time, we're not extending into 2023.
All right, thanks so much for that. If a passenger does not want the drink package, can they book without it?
Yes, they can. They would book what we just call the Princess Savers. It's Princess Best Savers. Oh, sorry, Lisa, what's the word I'm looking for? Princess Best Savers fare. And it has to be and it has to be the refundable deposit, because you can choose a non-refundable option, which I'm not recommending in today's world. Choose the refundable option, and then you get the extra onboard credit.
Right. So just to clarify, so if you don't, it's the beverage package, the Wi-Fi, and the prepaid gratuities that are packaged together. If you don't want the beverage package, you also have to forfeit the gratuities and the Wi-Fi, and then that would be a savings of $40 US per person per day.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. Are there any cruises that will go to Portugal?
Ooh, you know what? I apologize. I don't have the itineraries right in front of me. I thought there was, but you know what?
I think there are some that go Southampton to Southampton, go around.
Yes.
Linda, I will check on that for you and I get back to you tomorrow.
I apologize. I
Nope,
know I
that's
saw
okay.
it, but I can't remember it off heart.
No. Another question, is Princess committed to continuing fully vaccinated passenger requirement? Here's the elephant in the room.
Oh, so close. I thought I was going to get away without the elephant. So fully vaccinated cruises. For 2021, our sailings do have to be fully vaccinated sailings. We are hoping for 2022, this requirement will not be put on us and that we will not have to have this as an option. It is set by the CDC, which is under control. At this point, kind of sets the rules and control for all cruise lines to follow. So because we're sailing, of course, in North American waters, we do have to follow under their policy. So hopefully, fingers crossed for 2022, we go back to a quote unquote more normal season. But for 2021, it does have to be fully vaccinated sailings. Yes.
Okay. And just to reiterate again what Cindy says, it is the CDC. It's not the cruise line's choices. For cruises going out of North America, they have to follow the CDC guidelines, and that's what the guidelines are at this moment, up until December 31st, 2021. And as Cindy said, you know, things change every 5 minutes in our industry.
Yes, I feel like I get up and it changes.
The person that asked that actually said, I like the requirement.
Oh, well.
And I think for many of us, it is that extra little safety factor.
Yeah.
Question about what if cruises not going out of North America? The CDC does not govern out of North America, but they have to follow the country's guidelines, and every single country has a different guideline. Some are requiring vaccines, some are not. And again, that is a volatile and ever-changing situation.
Well, and Lisa, just to add on to that, for 2021, Princess and most cruise lines are actually following even outside. So in European sailings for 2021, we are following the vaccinated rule, because what the CDC has said is that we must bring our ships back, which you know how our ships come back to North American waters from Europe for the winter season. To do that, our ships must be fully vaccinated sailings for 2021 over international waters. Otherwise, we can't bring our ships back and operate them. So for 2021, no matter where you're sailing, it is fully vaccinated sailings for 2021.
All right. And the other elephant in the room, mixed vaccines. We knew that question was coming.
It was coming, exactly. So again, this is a CDC policy that has been set for us to follow. And what the CDC declares is that to be considered fully vaccinated, you must have either 2 Pfizer or 2 Moderna or 2 AstraZeneca. You cannot have 1 Pfizer and 1 AstraZeneca, or 1 Moderna and 1 AstraZeneca. And so unfortunately, if you have a mixed vaccine for 2021, that unfortunately does not consider as fully vaccinated.
Okay, so it's not governed by the country. The question actually was, does Australia recognize mixed vaccines?
Well, we're not sailing to Australia in 2021. So we're hoping by 2022, when we start going back into Australia, that we won't have to worry about that question anymore, and that everybody will be recognized that if you're vaccinated, it's all good, but we won't know 2022 policies till a little bit closer to time.
Yeah. And you know, when I started, I did say for Canadians, there are some issues, and these were some of the issues that we were talking about, and we were very confident that is going to get resolved. Are crew vaccinated?
Yes, they are all vaccinated.
Okay. And then another question, does Princess staff have to remain staff during the cruise? So a cruise starts, are there any staff that get on and new staff leave, or is it the same crew for the entire duration?
Should be the same crew. For us to actually bring new staff on, we do have to actually quarantine. Even though they're vaccinated, we do still need to quarantine them for 2 weeks when they come on board our ships. So to do a changeover is a pretty big thing. So you will find that your staff should stay, the crew should stay the same crew for a while. So. Yeah.
There's a question for David about mixed vaccines. Do you recommend we cancel our 2021 cruise out of LA? David, I think you should talk to your cruise consultant and have a discussion on what is recommended, what is best for you in this situation. All right, any other questions? While we're waiting to see if there's any other questions, I just want to summarize a couple of things, and I just want to explain something too. Our 3-day sale actually goes from August the 19th to the 21st, but understand that we need, as consultants, we need a little bit of time. So August 19th at 1:01 a.m. when you guys are all sleeping, many of us are in our pajamas in our home office booking. Some of us are in the offices booking, but we need a little bit of time. So what we're asking is that if you see an itinerary that you like, or you just know you want to go to Europe or Alaska, please contact your Expedia Cruises consultant in the next couple of days so that they have the time to look for things for you, to price it out for you, to give to give you the best options possible. If you call us on August 19th, it's going to be a real tough slot on that. So give us that's why we have the preview event 2 weeks prior, so that we definitely can take advantage of the time on that. Again, just want to summarize: reduced deposits should be about $250 per stateroom, fully refundable up until your final payment date. Also making sure that the 3-day sale will also give you those extra shipboard credits. Now, we are running into some situations where if you're looking for certain sailings that where there's limited space right now, we're asking that you not wait for the 3-day sale because we don't want you to get disappointed. So again, this is a conversation to have with your cruise consultant. I had somebody phone me this morning who was on our morning event, and there were like 2 mini suites left on the entire ship. So I encouraged her to forego waiting for the extra onboard credit to make sure that she could have that sailing there. All right, so extra onboard credits, reduced deposit, no risk in booking early, price protection if the price by some chance does go down. All right, sale begins at 1:01 on August the 19th. There are over 6,000 Expedia Cruise consultants going to be vying for time, so please contact us. Again, let's book for 2022, 2023, gather your friends, your family, all the people that you haven't seen, to see what is the best thing for you to plan for the future. I just want to add one more thing. In the fact of cruising, I think I feel probably safest traveling on a cruise ship than on land, because on a cruise ship, the standards are higher than anyone else. I don't know if you know this, but the only 3 organizations that need to report to the CDC are hospitals, old folks' homes, and cruise ships. And we know that a cruise ship will have 100% vaccination of their crew, and also right now of passengers in most situations. I don't know if I can say the same thing for a hotel, a resort, an all-inclusive. So I think we need to remember that the cruise line is probably, or cruises are probably, one of the best ways to travel in the next little while. Those of you who are on it probably have cruised before, love it, miss it. So we are looking forward to helping you plan for the future. All right, thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you for your past travels with us if you are past passengers. And we thank you for your future vacation travels. We look forward to helping you plan more dream vacations. Please contact your consultants in the next couple of days. And we look forward to getting you the best value on our 3-day sale. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Hope to see you on the shores or on the ship. Bye, guys.